show because there's a lot of people out there who praise this, just like we did, just because of how different in entirety it is.
How much
Just
it stepped it up
yeah,
compared to the first one.
yeah, just how much work and effort and skill has gone into this, and you will get a lot of people out there and just like, dude, this show sucks.
Yeah, well, in fact, there's one in the chat. But no, I mean, it's true though. I mean, I'd like to bring that up because Blaziken's this entire time, I didn't like this character. I didn't like this. I wish this hadn't happened. I wish there wasn't a second season, etc.,
Mm.
etc.
And I can see why, because I feel as though what they were looking for again was what the game had produced, and it's just like, dude, just take the adaptation from the games, and I'll be happy, as opposed to
Yeah,
stop being dark and serious. I'm Batman.
kind of like what Archie ended up doing in the very beginning. He kind of tried to go through the game series,
Mm.
introducing Knuckles and everything, and Angel Island at one point, and going through events of Sonic 1, Sonic 2, and all that stuff.
Yes, yeah. The other Sonic the CD special is.
Yeah, they did actually. Yeah, they tried to go with the games at various points, whereas this had really nothing to do with the games other than Robotnik and the rings.
Yeah, that was pretty much the only thing that took a lot from the game.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Sonic's fast. He's got his look and his everything from the games. He's got rings. That's about it, other than Robotnik.
Who still doesn't follow the Sega adaptation of Robotnik. It's sort of like a redesign of Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, where it's okay, we've got this goofy character, now make him evil, like pure evil,
Mm.
the essence of evil.
And he did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean that. If there's a character who could scare the shit out of me in any iteration of anything, it's probably this Robotnik.
Surprise, Hedgehog.
Oh God, put your pants back on.
Oh, sorry. But there was still a lot of Sonic mannerisms actually, as Coins just mentioned there with the God of Juice thing. There was a lot of Sonic mannerisms still in this show, where it's just like from the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, just like oh god.
Let's have an attitude. We gotta have an attitude. Attitude.
Let's do it to it. That's what I was thinking.
You know, I hate to say it, I actually like that about Sonic though. I like that about the character because it was one of those things that stood out. It really was a 90s attitude. Like, those were things that you probably would have heard in the 90s.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, probably. More than likely.
But, I mean, I can understand that would really get on people's nerves, though. It's kind of like, it's one of those things that where a lot of cartoon characters will have a catchphrase or something like that, and they'll overuse it, or they'll have a way of speaking, they'll completely and utterly overuse it. A good example was the when they tried to reboot the Thundercats show. One of the things that Lionel would always say, like especially right before a commercial bumper or something like that, oh, whiskers. It's like, that's what you're saying when you're in trouble? Really? That's it? That's your catchphrase?
That's pretty goofy.
Pitiful.
Yeah, pitiful.
Well, and the worst thing is, it was a fantastic reboot of the show. Okay, it was to the original what this is to the Adventure of Sonic the Hedgehog. It is a massively well done reboot, and then just kind of went away. Kind of like this.
Kind of like this. And
if you ever get a chance, I'd suggest watching it just to get a comparison.
And it's funny though, because the amount of people who just like begged, praised, and just cajoted in order to try and get like another season of this to come out there. It's just like, seriously, please, revamp this one more time. And yeah, Sega now, again, because of their possession of where they're going with things, they're going to focus more on their own video game adaptations as opposed to getting someone else to write the show, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, well, perfect example. Someone in chat earlier mentioned, well, how you think Sonic Boom's going to go?
I'll get
I
to
mean,
Sonic Boom at the very end,
yeah,
actually.
yeah. Well, I mean, we'll get
I
there,
I
but
wasn't.
I want to bring that up.
Yeah, I wasn't actually going to speak about that because again, this
Just
Lucha
with the
Cast
three
was
that
just
we
gonna
know of,
yeah, this Lucha Cast was just gonna stick on with the
the
free
DiC adaptations.
the free DiC adaptations that were created.
Yeah. Which, as much as I'm loath to, we should probably talk about the third one because I also need to get lunch at some point.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to probably the worst reason for a show. Sonic Underground.
Sonic in the Grave.
Sonic in the Grave,
Saying
yeah.
it again. Fucking Sonic 6 feet underground.
6 feet underground.
One of the probably DiC's swan songs, I'm guessing.
Well, yeah, this was like one of DiC's last animation creations before Disney came around and just like, oh hey, can we buy Inspector Gadget from you?
I'm sorry, no, no. My mind, DiC's swan song, like squeaky toys and kazoos.
Hi, I'm Toad. Hammerman, hammer. uh,
Oh man, but just fucking awful compared to the last show.
yeah.
Okay, now
Let me do a.
yeah, go ahead and
I
do
gotta
go ahead
put
and
that
do your
scene
thing.
in there. the don't
Wait,
fuck
what?
with us scene.
What? Oh god, let me see this before you.
He might have skipped now, but I
I
forgot.
don't
I
know.
forgot that was in there. It's basically Sonya, Sonic, and Manic, and just like got these angry faces on, and someone dubbed it over with
Oh,
the don't fuck with us pose.
I know. I saw what you meant. Oh my god, yes.
But yeah, let me do a little a background check on this of how this came to be.
Please do.
Yeah, it's 1998. Sega's looking into the new Dreamcast for the production for the new systems, and they've got Sonic Adventure coming on the way. Yeah.
Hmm.
Once again, DiC's put forward their name to Sega to say, hey, we heard that you got this new game coming out. How about we do a TV show where we actually get some more people to become interested in Sonic again and possibly buy the system, along with the copy of Sonic Adventure. Sega was given the green light, and off the work they went. Getting back to Ben Hurst and Patalay, again,
Hmm.
as I mentioned previously, two of the writers from Saturday AM. They said during the very first meeting with DiC, they sat down around the table, the production set, and what they first done was they started rerunning footage from Saturday AM.
Yeah.
And Ben and Pat are just like brilliant. Finally we get to rebirth this series again. And we can start season 3, or we can start anew. But because we've learned so much from the original series, these characters are already fleshed out for us, so we'll just use the same Bible and just use the same techniques over again. Just little or no change, but it'll still be awesome to watch.
Yeah.
No, that didn't happen. As soon as they stopped running that footage, they put up character design concepts for Sonya and Manic.
And
Explain the situation of how the show was going to run out. Sonic now has siblings, ladies and gentlemen. And
sure, right?
and the purpose of why Sonic has siblings is because Robotnik has taken over the world again, and they need to go find their mother so everything can be fixed.
Hunky dory.
Yeah.
My God, I'm sorry. I just saw the Knuckles falling scene, and Sonic just reaching off the cliff for me. He's just got this derp ass expression on. I get you.
I put that scene in there because that's been documented on lately. If you watch the scene in full, you'll notice that Knuckles shrinks.
Oh
Sonic
yeah,
grows a large arm, and then when Sonic actually saves Knuckles, Sonic is now 6 feet more in height than Knuckles ever could be.
I know. It's like child
it, it,
child Knuckles.
yeah, it is so off draft.
Yeah, Vado was mentioning that earlier. He's just like, oh my God, the scaling on this.
Yeah, it is completely fucked up. Now, as I mentioned again with Ben and Pat, once they found out that Sonic was going to have siblings, and this is how the storyline was going to be written out, where it was going to be a case of Robotnik's taking over again, but the world can be saved if Sonic can find his mother and restore peace to the planet. They just threw up their hands and just said, you know what, we're still being paid for this, but we're not going to put any effort into this because there's just no point.
Yeah.
There is zero, Sonic, because we can't do anything to save this. They knew from the word go that this show was going to be fucked.
Yep.
But they still tried the right things for it in order to try and keep things running. And
yeah,
it's
you get a lot of that just looking through this clip that keeps running.
Yeah, and it's weird because the very first pilot episode for Sonic Underground, it is so heavily inspired by Saturday AM that you think and you hope that this new series is going to go somewhere, that it is going to be fun to watch, because it brought back Uncle Chuck.
Oh, totally.
Robotnik's sort of Robotnik. Interesting thing about Robotnik here is actually now voiced by Grounder.
What?
Yeah, Gary.
I don't want to do this podcast anymore.
Gary Chalk, the voice of Grounder, now does the voice of Robotnik. What a position change for that guy.
Yeah. No, really. Do I have to keep doing this podcast?
Yeah, yeah, I know. You don't worry. I'm trying to keep this one as short as possible because I mean we split an hour each way with Saturday AM and Adventures Sonic the Hedgehog.
But all right, yes. But so voice of Grounder is Robotnik. What were they thinking?
No, I'm going to give praise here to Gary Chalk on this one because although it's it's not a memorable Robotnik voice, but it did fit. It did work.
Okay, I won't shit on him. I'm just gonna shit on the show. What were they thinking?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's weird because it's just like, okay, here's one of the plot elements as well. Sonic has to be a musician.
Yeah, because that featured prominently in the games, didn't it? You remember that time when Sonic got a guitar by touching a medallion on his neck? Yeah, wasn't that a great part of Sonic 1? Or that time he shot laser beams with the guitar? Did you like that in Sonic 3 and Knuckles Doomsday Zone?
You know what? I'm gonna go somewhere horrible with this with medallions. Does it remind you of Sonic Chew? Sonic Chew. Oh, you don't know the Sonic Chew thing?
No.
Oh God, probably a good thing you don't then.
Not even gonna go look that up. I remember what happens the last time I looked up something during Lucha. I didn't know what it was.
There's gonna be some people in the chat now. It's just like, oh God, the Sonic Chew medallion.
Well, at least explain it real quick.
Okay. Oh God, how can I explain this? Yeah, we've all trying to make you throw up.
You know what? Never mind. I don't want to know.
Okay. Does the name? Yeah. Ultymoo, have you ever heard of the name Christian or Christian Western Chandler?
I want to say yes, but no at the same time.
Okay. Pat is agree with like SSGD. No. Okay. Basically, Christian Western Chandler, he created Sonic Chew, which is a mix of Sonic and Pikachu as a fan character.
Okay.
To a point of where he was actually trying to
porn.
Yes. He was trying to get people to buy his comic adaptations of his fan character.
Oh God.
And one of the things that he done because obviously he created Sonic Chew was he created his own plasticine medallion of Sonic Chew that he would always wear around his neck.
God.
And yeah, this is what sort of reminded me of the medallions in Sonic Underground. Fan trigger, yes. That was Jaleel White again. Jaleel White returns to his role as doing Sonic's voice. Again, this time though, he gets to voice Sonya and Manic as well.
Wait, both of them?
But he basically voiced all the Hedgehogs near enough, with the exception of the mother and Uncle Chuck at the first episode. So yeah, there's a scary thought. So basically, he's got the attitude Sonic, and then he's got the stoner Sonic, and I'm the high, squeaky, annoying voice Sonic.
No wonder Sonya always sound like shit.
Nasally as shit, huh?
Oh God, she's ulting from Tomodachi Life. Sonic, please play with me.
Oh.
Sonic, let's play the instruments. Let's meet Robotnik. It kind of works. That's the sad part.
So yeah, this is where the character development. Sonic's still Sonic, apart from he's watered down heavily.
Yeah, Sonic's the only thing that Sonic shares in common with Sonic is he's blue like water.
Manic, Manic's got somewhat of a following for Manic because Manic, I will say this, is one of the better characters in the show. But he's definitely got that sort of stoner attitude. And
yeah.
Again, Manic's background was he was brought up by thieves, so Manic's learned to sort of pickpocket and be crafty about things.
Manic's from the streets, yo.
Manic's from the streets, yo.
Mm.
Sonya, basically the silver shovel in her mouth, which should have stayed there, so she could never speak ever.
I wish it was a shovel in her mouth. It would decapitate a dumb bitch.
Yeah. So it was.
Shovel in my mouth.
So with Sonya basically got the best of everything, and it was a case of she's a spoiled brat.
Yeah, pretty much.
And once she meets up with Sonic and Manic again as the siblings, Sonya has to learn that she can't always get her own way.
Of course. Of course.
Let's move on to the villain side. Robotnik. Robotnik is here again, heavily watered down.
I'm Robotnik. I've taken over the world. I want to kill Hedgehog.
I hate all music and fun.
Well, oh God, it's like one episode of the first series, the I Hate Music episode.
Mm-hmm.
It's an entire series based around one episode from one of the worst fucking shows.
But yeah, the reason why Robotnik hates music is simply because Sonic has his medallion banned.
Yeah.
So it's just like ban all music.
Pretty much.
And then there's the new Scratch and Grounder in this show.
Ban all music, sire? Yes, all of it. Even rap? Especially rap!
Yeah, and then there's the new Scratch and Grounder of the show, Sleet and Dingo.
I could have done without those.
Which
I could have done without those very much.
Probably with the exception of Sleet at times. Why are they there?
No, I'm not even gonna say.
Why is anyone? Well, actually, why is anyone here?
Why are they? Why are they there? There was okay. Ooh, bounty hunters for Sonic the Hedgehog. Ooh, that suck ass. They're horrible characters. They're worse than Scratch and Grounder.
Well, here's the thing. With Scratch and Grounder, it was understandable that they were dumb bots, because that was the part of the show. With these two, they are supposed to be the elite. They're not.
Yeah,
They're not
supposed to
even
be the
close.
best
They
bounty
don't
hunters.
even touch on the essence of elite.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, okay, maybe they're more like Jesse and James from Pokemon. No, Jesse and James
No.
didn't even do a fucking better job than these two fuck dicks.
Exactly. I mean, seriously, the only reason they were there was probably to try to sell toys because, one could transform the other one.
Mm-hmm. Which,
That was it.
Which, speaking of, this show was heavy on fetish fuel.
On what feel?
Fetish fuel.
Uh,
Basically, you describe.
You're right, and I hate that.
Yeah. Basically, you describe anything that's sort of people being like maybe weirdly interested in, and it's probably being done in this show.
Ian said, no, I'm not going to finish that.
So yeah, and also with Dingo, Dingo had an affection for Sonya.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, can we move on? Can we just move on? This is uncomfortable. This whole fucking show is uncomfortable.
Okay, I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna bring up an interesting aspect here. The first introduction of Knuckles in a cartoon show.
Yep.
My God, did it take forever for this to happen?
Yeah, it took forever for it to fall off that cliff.
Yeah, and when you know it, it had to be in the worst possible animated show for a Sonic cartoon.
I'm sorry. I'm watching it. I'm watching the scene over, and as Sonic's watching Knuckles fall off, he's got this Mickey Mouse grin on.
Yeah.
Oh, you're falling off a cliff.
You're fucked now, Knuckles. It's not like you can float or anything.
You stupid cunt. Oh.
Please, you could just mention there, at least it's not a Sonic 06 love thing. I guess.
Blaziken, I want to ban you.
Want to bang him?
Shut up. SSGD, I want to bang you. I mean, ban. I definitely mean ban this time.
Hey, Ulti.
Yeah.
Bang. You know where I'm coming from with that.
I know where you're coming from with that. Even art.
Oh.
Okay. All that aside, yeah. It is not Sonic 2006 at least.
Yeah. Oh, it's weird. Actually, a question to the people in chat. Which one do you think is a lot worse, Sonic 06 or Sonic Underground? Vote now.
Perfect tie down the middle.
It probably will be. But, there's no give. Both things suck. Actually, no. You know what? I'm going to say flat out, Sonic Underground's the worse thing than Sonic 06. Because with Sonic 06, at least you could have fun breaking the game. With this, there is no fun. You just make your eyes suffer.
Okay, with Sonic 06, at least you had to pay money to actually view the game. This, it was on TV. You could just watch this. This is forced upon you. Because you are a stupid consumer shit in America.
Interesting details about this show as well, and you'll love this story. Someone actually posted up the rough drafts for this show to one of the episodes recently.
Mm-hmm.
The rough drafts have more emphasis and action than the actual show.
Ain't that a bitch?
Seriously, if you were to find the original rough drafts for this when they were doing post productions for an episode, they are so much better.
No, I can imagine.
The poses for Sonic are so much more orientated to the actions, as opposed to just like, oh, here's 2 frames again.
This is probably where they started losing the budget, I'm guessing.
Well, yeah.
Now, I can't really say that because I am looking through this. Now, I'm going to say, as far as it goes for like the backgrounds and stuff like that, the thing that we've been talking about through the other two shows, let's go here. The backgrounds aren't that badly done. I mean, it's okay. Right now, what I'm watching is a bad example, but like,
Yeah.
okay, now we've actually gotten onto a stage. If you're watching things with Robotnik and stuff like that, and the backgrounds are really well done. I'm gonna give them that. A lot of the art style and animation is pretty good.
I'm not going to say the backgrounds are well done, but they're a lot better than a lot of backgrounds that I've seen in a lot of animation. I'll say that.
Uh, I don't know. I mean, they still fit. They're not oddly proportioned and shit like that.
Hmm.
Okay, when
Unlike,
you compare it to the first show, they're not shit.
yeah, okay. I'll say that. I'll give it that. I should say.
I
Um.
don't think they're as good as the second one. I mean, there's parts where they're more polished in places, but it's where it'd probably be like really important that they be polished.
Hmm.
In the second show, they really just went all out wherever they could.
What was I going to mention now? Yeah, the character designs. Oh god. Just just anything for a background character or a character that was sort of supposed to be like a main plot point uh, in any episode. Just why? Why?
Yeah.
The thing is with this series of cartoons this time round, they bring in like aliens and
Oh yeah.
not really good designed aliens as well. Just these big goofy motherfucker aliens. Just like, what are you doing here?
I remember some like the earlier episodes is like when they're trying to hone their powers shit like that they go to like fucking almost Olympus. I swear is what it's like.
I'm sorry. I know you said like, but it sounded like white at first, and I was just thinking, what? They went to White
White
Castle.
Olympus.
White Castle.
They go White. Sonic and crew go to White Castle.
Yeah.
Wow. And that's where they all ended up working. The end.
The maid of our White Castle will be found.
And they got jobs.
The end. The later episodes of
God.
Underground were good. Um,
I'm disagreeing. I think the whole thing was horrible, and I don't ever want to see it
yeah.
again.
From what I can recall for the later episodes, they were a little bit better, a little bit.
I
But
think I blanked the whole thing out in my mind.
yeah, but it was a case of the damage was already done. There was
Yeah,
nothing.
it's
Nothing could save this. Nothing.
no. It's
Uh,
it's a burger chain that's I think northern here in America, Blazkin.
yeah, I was going to mention that with White Castle. You see, we don't have
Yeah,
White Castle over here in the UK either, but I only know White Castle because I watched Harold.
exactly. It basically had a movie that was that was supposed to be a comedy thing or
Which was
something like that.
it was basically a movie that was an advertisement for White Castle.
Yeah. But I mean, one of the things I could not get behind was the whole, well, Sonic can run fast. Wait, nope. Now he plays instruments. He can still run fast, but he doesn't use it to his advantage very often. He
Vada, we're going to
uses
be wrapping up really
instruments.
soon, I promise.
Yeah, sorry. It's just, I have nothing but hate for this show.
Yeah. Another tidbit for you. You probably already know this, but Jaleel White couldn't sing for shit. So during the actual music segments, Jaleel White wasn't actually singing. They actually got in different voice actors.
Wow.
Guess who done the voice of Sonic when they was singing? At least I think it
Who?
was Sonic, if I remember correctly.
Who?
Double D from Ed, Edd and Eddy.
Wow.
Double D done the music voice.
So Double D moved the fuck up in the world.
Yeah, Double D actually fucking got a promotion.
Yeah, like from this to Ed and Eddie.
Yes, I finally work on Cartoon Network. The money is ours. I'll have to give myself a promotion.
Here's the thing. I've watched every single series of Sonic. Again, I have to say Sonic was one of my favorite things, one of my favorite franchises has ever come out of video games. Even with the shit that's been put out lately. I I watched all the episodes in all the series, even Sonic X. I did not want to see how that is how bad it was. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
Vada, you take care of that.
all right, Levada. It is just ugh. I can kind of see why some people like it. Maybe it might have been the first show that you saw, or maybe there was just things about that fit better for you. You know, the formula worked better. But after after seeing three of them back to back, the all the series, I just hate this. Literally hate it.
It was one of them ones you just know fine well they just done it as sort of like a quick rush in hope that someone out there would like it and throw money at it.
And some people did.
Yeah.
Just by and large, this is widely held as one of the worst Sonic cartoons out there.
And we came to the end of the track. This is
Hmm.
where this was one of DiC's final productions, as far as I know, or later years final productions, if you will. Because DiC still went on to do a few other things where obviously you could see where DiC was continuously going through that decline of. Although they were well renowned for their productions being shit, at least they were making money back then. But it ain't gonna work for them in the future, not in the new millennium.
Nope.
Case in point, Super Duper Sumos.
Oof.
Yeah, there's a bad memory for you. Huh?
Let's not.
Remember, Ultymoo, they've got guts and butts, and every joke in the show has to be included with guts or butts.
Let's don't also say we didn't. Also, I'm sorry. I just keep coming back to that Knuckles scene right there. I didn't know
it,
Knuckles had golf balls for fans.
wow, there's a person who actually likes Super Duper Sumos. You sad, sad child.
Oh,
What the hell was that?
do I know you?
Did I just have a pigeon fly to my window?
Really?
I just had a funk. Just like, okay, I think somebody just flew into my window.
I'm sorry. That happened right after my roommate that's not manic guy's car. Like he got in an accident. We went down to the dealership, got him a new car, and we're driving up the road. We had the windows down. We're talking. All of a sudden, you hear beep, 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 just run the windshield, just pitching from the side. He just thunks in the windshield and flies off to the side of the road. It's just that panic. Beep, 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 beep.
Oh dear. By the way, kudos to Vardar. He's put up what I came across recently on Tumblr: The Adventures of Sash Lilac.
What?
You know the main character from Freedom Planet, Lilac.
Oh yes, yes.
Someone actually redrew
Oh,
Lilac into The Adventures of
no.
Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh my god, it is the most hilarious thing.
I'm looking at it. Oh my god. This is amazing. Oh god, I'm sorry. That's a testament. Even that survives to become this.
Yep.
That first show is so bad in so many ways, and yet is endured. A show like Sonic Underground, which was much better drawn and animated than the first one, is forgotten to the tides of time and only spoken about in hushed whispers.
Where Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog is more heavily praised. Again, thank you, Long John Baldry.
Yes. Uh,
In case you didn't
I
realize, I actually have a
was
boner right now for Long John Baldry.
Long John Bondry. Yeah, you have Long John in your pants. That's what you have.
Yeah, Cold Death's correct. Underground failed to achieve the so bad it's good levels because there was nothing that you could pick out from it that actually survived, with maybe the exception of
Mhm.
Manic. Manic was the only sort of okay. Manic's pretty cool, and that was it.
Yeah, but even then, he barely stood out.
Mm.
He's okay. It's like looking at a pool of shit and seeing this green spike come up.
Yo, dudes,
Oh, that
jump
really
in. The
stands
water's
out.
the water's fine.
Hey, kitty. Oh God, Wes Weasley
How you
just
doing,
tries to sell you
Palsy?
a septic tank. I got the 08 septic tank right here.
How you doing, Palsy? I heard that your show is going downhill, but I can save it for you.
You just jump right in.
Where you going, Palsy? You need to pay first. That'll be $50 plus VAT, which is going to cost you another $99.99.
And your eternal soul.
But don't worry, Palsy, I'll throw in this free key ring for you. Courtesy of me.
Good night, everybody.
We're not quite finished just yet.
Oh, fuck you. I'm done.
No, we're done with the shows. I'm just saying, yeah. Just as a finish off. So yeah, DiC. I'm not entirely sure if DiC is still running. Now, from what I checked last time, DiC was bought under from another company called Cookie Jar, and I believe that's what they're being rebranded to now. So, as far as actual creations from the actual studios, any new series or anything that DiC has ever done for the new millennium, I don't think so. I think it's just a case of his DiC is now just remembered as sort of like that 80s, 90s product that bought a lot of video game licenses in order to try and produce something in order to make money for themselves.
Yeah.
Long live Hammerman.
That's all I gotta say. Yep.
Yep. But yeah, again, DiC is sort of remembered just as that sort of side of thing, and it's weird watching back through this the end DiC logo because it is very reminiscent for its memory. You know, the
It
child
is.
in
It was iconic back then.
yeah, the child in bed. It's sort of like that. You know, if a field of dreams, if you.
Yeah, it kind of is. Because, it really it is memorable for me because I saw so many episodes of not just Sonic, but everything else that they put out too. Because, yeah, they were heavily in league with ABC back in the day. Fuck, did they do Bump in the Night? I can't remember if they
Yes,
did
they did.
that.
They did do
Yeah,
Bump in the
which
Night,
I adored that show.
which surprise, surprise, another Jim Cummings,
Yeah,
who actually
but
done the voice of Mr. Bumpy.
yeah, Mr. Bumpy was fucking fantastic.
Hmm.
Oh God, but really, it was a big part of my childhood. DiC was
Uh,
because I might not have gotten to
I
see a bunch of Sonic from it, but I got to see a lot of other stuff.
Zeke, and I don't think the DiC actually done Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I think there was a group called Wolf Fang or White Wolf.
Oh, DiC was folded into DHX.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense.
The only other thing that I remember about DiC Enterprises was Disney bought the license for Inspector Gadget so they could do the movies.
Okay.
The original Ghostbusters, yes, DiC did do that.
Yeah, I remember that. I don't
Which
remember them
actually
with
was, again,
TMNT, though.
which was weird, was actually one of the more better productions from the 80s for DiC.
God, yeah. I mean, the freaking Ghostbusters cartoons are fantastic.
They actually had the voice of Garfield as well,
Hmm.
as Peter. Was it Peter?
I don't
I
know.
think, yeah, basically the voice actor for Garfield in Friends. They got, he was voice acted in the original Ghostbusters as well.
Another ghost, another Monday.
Pretty much.
Not one of Egon's better days.
One of Egon's finer moments.
I think we've lost it.
I think we have. I think Sonic Underground just basically crippled us.
It buried the hatchet. Yeah, underground. Fucking multi. I want to go home. I am home.
That was fast. uh,
Yeah. Got speed, kid.
I know DiC went. If you want something in relation with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that DiC actually created Street Sharks, which was meant to be their variation
Mm-hmm.
of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because again, it was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, then Biker Mice from Mars sort of adapted from that, and then DiC sort of looked over and just like, oh wow, Biker Mice from Mars is actually picking up, and they actually created, they actually got ideas from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We'll do the same thing. We'll make it Street Sharks because they're awesome.
Ooh. SSGD for bringing up that. You're on your own. Goodbye.
I'm not going to talk anymore about it. Trust me, I'm done here. And Cold Death is correct. Yes, it was named Hero Turtles here because it was fear of the word ninja. They thought it was too violent. And so yes, we come to the official end this time because I mean I myself I need to go and actually get something to eat here. Everyone else
Did
needs
you
to take
hear
a
it?
toilet. What?
Could you hear the silence?
Yes, I could hear the
I
silence.
left you.
It was very beautiful actually.
Oh, well, fuck you then, liar.
Later.
No, let's actually finish this up here.
Okay. So again, thank you for joining us on this wild entertainment ride. With the exception of the end, because obviously it was Sonic Underground, but we tried to make it interesting on our
No, we
heads.
didn't. Don't lie to these people.
Teenage Mutant Murder Turtles. Damn!
Kill it, SSGD, fucking kill it already.
Okay.
We are Lucha. This isn't
Yo.
a Lucha Cast.
You have been listening to Lucha Cast. If you enjoyed our show, please follow us on Twitter, where we will keep you up to date with all the shows coming around very soon. Next one should be Tuesday, which I believe I'm going to be some Freedom Planet finally, because I've been trying to do it throughout this week and it just hasn't been working. We've also got a YouTube, so please, by all means, search up Lucha on YouTube. We actually have been pushing a lot of our Lucha casts there recently, which I actually have to do a lot more on. We will be putting more onto YouTube now. We actually have started getting that engine working for us once again.
Yeah, you're gonna probably be seeing a lot of our highlights and everything popping up there too. So you won't have to actually click that link. You just go to YouTube and have it fed directly into your brain.
With that said, good evening, good night, or whatever time it may be in your area, folks. Until next time.
See you later, Palsy.
See you later, Palsy. Hey.
Hey, Luch out, Palsy.
But before I go, Palsy, don't forget to go to SSGD's Redbubble and buy some Fabulous t-shirts. Just tell him Wes Weasley sent you.
You need to get a Palsy t-shirt.
I do, yeah. That's a pretty good idea.
You should. Buy my shirt, Palsy.
Just put that on the front. Buy my shirt, Palsy.
And just had the Wes Weasley glasses and smile. Oh my god. All right, I'm out. Later, guys.
Later, people.